Hey guys, zpolt here, and I'm back for another review, and today we're going to take a look at the NiceHCK NX7 Pro. So the non-Pro version, I actually reviewed it here in this channel, and it didn't really reach our top 5. It didn't really blow me away. But will the NX7 Pro now take a top crown here in this channel? That's what we're going to find out here in this video. Of course, this came from NiceHCK themselves. Links down below for their shop. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. First, of course, you have NiceHCK NX7 Pro. You do get that kind of similar design than the previous NX7. It says NiceHCK NX7 Pro in-ear, 0.7 to 8 2-pin connector, CNC aluminum alloy, 16-core cable, 1.2 meter cable length, silver, red, and blue replaceable face panels, which is good. So actually, this is one of the key features of the NX7 Pro compared to the previous version. So this has replaceable face panels and also different filters as well. It gives a different sound to your NX7. Of course, opening it up. So inside, of course, you get that IEM right away. And actually, I also unboxed this, links up here, and I did like the overall unboxing experience because there's a lot that they threw in the box. Everything under the sun from NiceHCK, they threw it in. And look at the case, guys. So the case is really cool looking. So it has that different texture than what you're usually used to. And of course, in the box, you get several face plates. If you want to change up maybe blue or red in your day, that's what you can do. Definitely, that versatility is really cool. And also, you do get, of course, that filters. Of course, you do get additional sets of tips. Of course, you get additional screws. In the case itself, of course, NiceHCK logo, and it's pretty hard case as well, and not too thick also. You also do get a screwdriver and also an organizer from NiceHCK. And of course, looking at the IEM, it's similar than what you get with the previous NX7, but this one is slimmer and also I would say a bit more streamlined in terms of the overall look. You do get still that kind of cyberpunk look with your face plate and says NX7. So frankly, for me, I'm not really a big fan of this kind of look. I want a more minimalist kind of design. But whether you like that or not, of course, that will be up to you. It does go inside your ear with this kind of shape. It's similar compared to your KZ kind of shape. So this does fit on the ear really well. Of course, you see that multi-driver goodness. This is a 7-driver system, 1 piezo on top. Of course, dynamic driver at the bottom and BA at the middle. So 7 drivers per side with that NX7. So you do get 7 drivers with that see-through kind of design. Of course, you do get that 2-pin connector. It's similar compared to the KZ. So it is a more kind of stable fit compared to your usual KZs. Actually, I do like this kind of fit. However, some accessories doesn't have this connector yet, so it might not be a super flush fit compared to if you buy accessories with this kind of connector. And of course, you do get a preform ear hooks as well, and that 16-core cable. And actually pretty good in terms of the overall build because it's that soft. It's actually softer compared to my top recommendation, the Yinyu 8-core, which is very impressive for me. Of course, in terms of the overall color, it will be up to you if you kind of like that or not. You do get a metal fork, which is nice and feels weighty as well. And you do get a straight plug at the top with reinforcements. Actually, the cable wise is really good for me. So overall, in terms of the overall build, I do like it. I don't have any major issues. Just apart from the fact that I'm not super fan of the design, but the rest is pretty good. So fit wise on the ear, these are very stable on the ear. This is much like your other typical TRN or KZ kind of fit on the ear. So this does fit really well. Isolation is also really good on this with that kind of flush fit on your ear. So isolation is pretty good, and also comfort is pretty good on this as well because these are light. So definitely you can wear this for a long listening session without any fatigue. So overall build quality and usability, I don't have any major issues. So this is a nicely built kit. Right now, moving to the sounds, actually compared to the previous NX7, I find this better compared to the previous NX7. And of course, this is also more versatile compared to the previous one because you have additional filters. You can change up the sound depending on what you like. But definitely overall, this is still a BA piezo hybrid kind of sound. This is similar in terms of the overall presentation compared to the NX7, the first version. So if you kind of like that, this might be a small upgrade for you. So this is a V-shaped sound and very shimmery on top, has a lot of sparkle on top. Definitely that piezo on top really shines here in the mix. Also a very airy top as well. So definitely, yes, in terms of the micro detail on top, this is one of the key strengths of the previous NX7. And of course, it transfers here as well to the NX7 Pro. There's a slight boomy bass at the bottom, but it has you know, punchy bass overall. It's not overly boomy, it's not overly punchy as well, so it's kind of well controlled still. It doesn't overpower the rest of the spectrum. This is not your bass head's IEM. So it's a fun sound overall. It has some air as well to the overall sound. Also fairly revealing as well across the board, especially in the vocal region, of course, with that highs on top as well, with that piezo on top. This very revealing kind of sound. So overall, this is also a clean kind of presentation, very similar to the NX7, the previous one, so it kind of transfers here as well. Right now, moving to the filters, the default one it comes with is the silver filter. However, it's not my favorite. My favorite is the blue filter. So the blue filter cuts the highs a bit. It's less peaky on top and also a bit richer mids in terms of the blue filter. The red filter widens up the instruments a bit. Still thin mids, but less peaky top as well with the red. The silver filter is peaky and airy on top, so definitely it's the brightest one out of the group. Still thin mids with the silver filters. Actually, I didn't really like the silver filter overall. The blue filter is something that I can live with. Actually, the blue filter is what we're gonna review and compare in this review. So what I like about the NX7 Pro is it has a lot of micro detail on top. So definitely if you're into that, this might be something that you can consider. One of the most micro detail that you can find in this kind of price range. Also energetic sound and very musical, especially with that piezo on top. So for acoustic tracks, jazz tracks, this just shines with that piezo on top. Also the bass is pretty substantial as well at the bottom, and it goes deep as well. So there's some sub bass with the NX7. So definitely bass is not lacking, but this is not your bass head's IEM. So the vocal region is also revealing and has some micro detail as well. So definitely yes, in terms of the detail, this is one of the key strengths of the NX7 Pro. The stage is above average, not super duper expansive, and separation is good because of that clean presentation in the sound. However, what I didn't like about this is this has a too peaky top for me. Definitely the 10K peak on top really shines in the mix and can be unnatural to listen to. So the tonality here overall takes a hit. It's not the most natural kind of presentation like in Paramore, Hard Times. The cymbals sound a bit thin and maybe even too hissy for me. So definitely yes, in terms of the overall tonality, this is not the strength of the NX7 Pro. So definitely if you want tonality, you might want to go with the 10C4 or the KBear Diamond. That's better in the overall presentation compared to these. And also another thing that I didn't like about this is the mids positioning. So I find it still too recessed. So the positioning is not that good for me with the NX7 Pro, especially in the male vocals. Actually, the female vocals are better with the NX7 Pro, especially with the blue filter. So it's nearly there with the female vocals, but the male vocals are too recessed for me in the mix and also too thin in the overall presentation. So definitely yes, you know, mids is kind of the deal breaker here. If you're into mids, this might not be for you as well. And also in the overall presentation of the NX7 Pro, this can be a bit too thin for me. So compared to other IEMs, this is definitely in the thin side, more clean side in terms of the overall presentation. So the vocals might not sound as rich as what I would like. Actually, compared to other BA counterparts, is a bit thinner compared to other BA counterparts in the overall presentation. So definitely if you're into you know, kind of rich, thick kind of sound, you might not like the NX7 Pro. So compared to the previous NX7, the signature is actually close. But the NX7 Pro has more forward mid, especially with that blue filter. The presentation is similar, but the NX7 Pro is more revealing, especially in the mids department. But personally, I like the NX7 Pro more. I would say the NX7 Pro is a small upgrade compared to the NX7 non-Pro version. Compared to the BA5, so the vocal positioning is better for me in the BA5. The BA5 has a better presentation for me as well. Less hissy, less peaky signature. Less micro detail though on the BA5, but thicker in presentation in the BA5. So frankly for me, they're both, I would say, equal in the technical capability. Compared to the KBear Diamond, the Diamond has better tonality, more consistent across the range, better signature as well, not peaky top with the KBear Diamond. Of course, it's a different flavor because it's a dynamic driver. Definitely if you're somebody who prefers dynamic driver overall, you might like the KBear Diamond as well. So the KBear Diamond has more smoothish, warmish presentation. The KBear Diamond also has richer mids as well. So frankly, for me, I prefer the KBear Diamond more. I would say it's a more well-rounded IEM. It's a better listen overall in the KBear Diamond over the NX7 Pro. Alright, so for the NX7 Pro, so frankly, with the blue filter, even if with the cons that I mentioned, it's still an enjoyable kind of listen. So I can see some people liking this one, especially if you like more micro detail on top, and especially if you like a clean kind of sound. So if that's your preference, you might like the NX7 Pro, especially with that piezo on top. This is one of the best micro detail that you can get, and it's also cool that you have, you know, several options with the blue filter, silver filter, and also the red filter as well. So you can change things up from time to time if you want. However, for me, this is too peaky of a top for me in terms of the overall presentation. So this won't go to my top 5. So for me, frankly, if you have $100, I would still go with the 10T4 or the KBear Diamond. Those are still my top recommendations over the NX7 Pro. Alright, so that is my take on the NX7 Pro. Have you listened to the NX7 Pro? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you like it, not like it? And also, if you're an NX7 Pro user, what filter are you using? What is your favorite? Let me know also down in the comments below. And of course, thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.